Hello guys, and welcome to the final lesson of physical skills. I cannot believe it's the end of the school year. I hope that you are feeling okay. I know it's going to be a bit of a weird one going back, but please have confidence in yourself. You have 6 weeks now to catch up on anything that you might have missed, but also to refresh yourselves and get yourselves physically and mentally in a good place for September. So these physical skills are a little bit complex because you have to really put your mind into it when you perform them. But it is coordination, control, mobility, and isolation. So that's going to be looking at using different parts of the body, and these skills take a while, so it's not something that is going to come natural. You need to really make an effort to be good at coordination and isolation. So be ready, get a nice clear space, and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in and start with what I think is the most complex one, which is coordination. So you might have already heard of it before in PE when you've looked at hand-eye coordination, where you throw a ball against the wall and catch it with the other hand. But what it is the efficient combination of body parts. So what that means is, say that you've got all 4 of your limbs and they are their own person. So they are completely independent from each other. So when you were doing a movement, this arm could be up here, this leg could be doing something different down there, this could be doing something, and this could be doing something. But it's very hard to do that unless you have amazing combination. So one of the really classic ones you could do is the rubbing your stomach and patting your head. So you're coordinating your body because your brain is telling different parts of your body to do a certain movement independently, but also whilst working alongside at the same time as your other limbs. So one of the things that you can try is clap your hand in front, clap your hand behind, clap in front, and to the right leg, clap in front. We're then going to repeat, but this time left leg, forward, back, forward, right, forward, back, forward, left. See if you can do this quicker. See how fast you can get. Okay, with that, my body has been telling my hands that they need to clap before and behind me, but also that my knees need to lift up enough for my arms to be able to reach underneath. So that's incredible that your brain is able to create these ideas without you being really conscious of them. Another example of when you might have used coordination is for those of you that learned the jump, jive and whale dance with me. So that was the Lindy Hop one. And there's a part in it where you go hands on your knees, clap, and then, so it's 1, 2, inside of your foot, outside of your foot, and then you twist, and then you go again, 1, 2, on the other side, twist. So many people got really confused whether they go outside or in first, or some people kind of go like inside and outside. Like, you have to try and think about where is your body going, and is it moving in synchronicity with the other parts of your body. So we could try that one more time. So you go down, clap, in, out, and twist. Other side, 1, 2, in, out, twist. See if you can get it even faster. Okay, so the final example of coordination was again from the Lindy Hop dance, where we did the steps forward, steps back. We had a step on the right foot, heel of the left, back, right toe, forward, left heel, back, right toe. At the same time, our arms are swinging, so we have the opposite arm to the opposite leg. And then the more advanced we got, we were able to go up and down. So we're going up on the forward, back down. So our body is doing all these different things at once. Our legs are going forward with our heel and our toe. Our arms are swinging, and we're also changing from a high to a low level, which shows that we have good body coordination. So the next thing we're going to look at is isolation. So that is in a way the opposite of coordination, because we're no longer looking at using all our different limbs at the same time. Instead, we're using just one. So if you think about the word isolation, then it obviously means when you are by yourself. So you're going to think about this one limb, whichever one you choose it to be, is completely alone. So one of the things you could do is, if you have a raised elbow, keep everything else dead still and just swing. So only that part of your body is moving, everything else is still. One other thing you could do is you can do a shoulder isolation, other side, elbow, elbow, arm, arm. So one of the things that I saw that I was doing is you kind of take your torso with it, but you don't want to do that because you want to keep it isolated, which is what brings us into the third physical skill, which is mobility. So think about, what is your mobility? Your mobility is the range of movement that you have in the joint. So how far can your arm circle without you taking your core with it? Can you keep your core really tight and controlled while you are showing your range of movement and mobility within your arms? Try with a leg swing. What is your mobility? Take it out and have a little test. At the same time, you are looking at the fourth physical skill, which is control. So control is when your torso is completely engaged, which means if you imagine you have a box across your shoulders, across your hips, it is not allowed to move at all. So imagine it is like completely strapped in. So when I'm testing my mobility, I am pulling in my tummy, I'm trying to get my belly button to my spine, and I'm engaging all of my muscles here, my abdominals, so that when I'm doing my range of movement and my isolated movements, I'm also staying controlled. So control isn't just about your body being completely still while everything else is moving, but it's also about the ability to not fall over. So when you have good control, it means that your body, centre of gravity is through the floor, and you are completely balanced efficiently across your feet, your weight is spread where it should be. So if I did a sudden stop on one leg, I wouldn't fall over, because when I do that, I automatically tense my stomach, I spread my weight across my feet, I bend my knee, and I am in complete control of what I'm doing. So having control is also being able to start and stop and change directions without wobbling. So what we need to do is just go for a walk in the space you have, just wander and stop. See if you can take a balance without wobbling. Go again, so you're going to wander through, maybe take it to a jog, and stop. Okay, keep moving. Make sure you are covering as much space as you can. Even if you're in a tiny space, that's fine. See if you can, in that case, stop into an even more interesting position. So this means if you have good control, you're able to change direction while having enough strength to stop you from falling over. So just to recap on the physical skills we've looked at today, we have coordination, which is the efficient combination of different body parts. We have control, which is the ability to stop and start movement, change direction, and hold a shape efficiently. We have mobility, the range of movement in a joint, and the ability to move fluently from action to action. And we have isolation, an independent movement of a part of the body. So, when we are choreographing, how can we show that we are using them for physical skills? So first, in coordination, we know that we need to have a moment in our dance where we have limbs that are moving at perhaps in different ways or at different times. So have you ever tried to do, if you do a tonju whilst you're doing slow arms, so that's where like you have your foot in front of you and it might be really fast, but your arm might be really slow. So this way I'm coordinating because my arms are moving at the same time as my legs, but it's different speeds. That might look strange, but it's about being able to have a moment in your body where you are moving in a different way. So one limb is moving in a different way to another. We also then have isolation. So you need to have a moment where there's a part of your body that is completely independently moving. So that could be anything from like a shape, or it could be something that's like really small, just like a wrist rotation. Anything that separates itself from the rest of the body. You might see there's some amazing examples of isolation in hip hop, where they do all that kind of like the chin stuff back, they can probably do it, or you might be able to do it better than I can. If you can, please let me know. But it's a way that you are moving a part of your body independently. We then have your mobility, so that's going to be improved by your stretching. So can you show a big range of movement? How mobile are you? And then we have our control. So are you able to move really strong without falling over or tipping over? So if I wanted to make a quick phrase showing these 4 skills, I could start here. I'm coordinating different arms. I'm going to do isolation. I'm going to push. I'm going to turn, change direction, and stop without overbalancing. So think, did I use all 4 of them? Let me know if I did or if I didn't. And I would like you to create a phrase that's the same. It could be anything from 2 seconds, well, it'll be difficult to get in 2 seconds, to 2 minutes long. But just show me a solo using them 4 skills. Good luck!